I'm glad that you brought that up, because a lot of us, we're just like we're talking about, we're focusing on title and lender because we're like, well, they're the end all be all. We're doing this for our clients, and they have to be okay with that, and they have to be able to read it. And so if they didn't like it, even if everybody else was like, this is perfect,
Right.
usually your buyer isn't going to try and get someone to spend more money if it's all looking good. But if there is something funny here, red flags, then absolutely right.
Thank you.
Good one.
I appreciate all the input.
That was a really good one. Anything else you guys are seeing in the market, or questions? Anything funny with contracts?
I have a question, but it's not about contracts.
It's okay.
Um, it has been my practice, and I must have learned this somewhere, I don't know, but in the listing agreement, we can put factual information.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have a property that you think is going to have multiple offers on it, and I actually try to do it on all my listing, seller instructs Jeanette Pollock, in the event of multiple offers, to get the highest and best offer from each buyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that anywhere else. Did I dream that up, or is that a good practice to put it in your listing agreement? Because that's a directive from the seller.
So that's a great question. So what you're bringing up is the situation expecting possible potential offers, and in accordance with our license, we have to abide by what our sellers want. So they are the ones telling us. Most likely they're going to ask you, oh, what do you usually do in this situation? You give lots of options of what those are, but they're the ones that are choosing how that is to be, how that's supposed to go, the directive, exactly right. As far as I know, that would probably be the best place, unless you simply had an email stating that. If you wanted to keep everything together, I would probably do it as an exhibit, as something attached to it.
Instead of putting it, okay.
I think you could probably do it either way. We can ask and see what Avis and Mary prefer in those situations. But I think that's the right time, because
We've
you.
always done it in the body of the listing.
It
Mhm.
should be a document that it's a seller's advertisement.
Mhm.
The form, I don't remember the exact name, but it's basically the seller's authorization to advertise, certain information.
And you would advertise that it's the highest and best.
Exactly,
Right.
and that's where because of the fact that there is that form.
So we can attach that.
They're directing you to advertise that.
And you attach that
Because,
listing.
and I checked with Mary on this, because we always put in, we ask our sellers, if we are in a multiple offer situation, can we disclose to all of the agents that may want to make an offer that we are now under multiple offer? And that way, if they say yes, then once we get that first offer, if another agent says that they're sending over an offer, we just want it to be level playing ground, from that standpoint. And then we do a seller's invitation back to all
Yeah.
of the
Are you
groups
guys
that
familiar with the
sellers wanna
seller's
use.
invitation?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a really great form to
We
use.
use that even if there's not multiple offers, because I don't want the seller signing a counter, and if another offer comes in that's better,
Right.
we have to decline that counter.
Right.
So we use the invitation for everything.
Well, no, and I think that's great. There's a lot of forms that are not required forms that we're not as familiar with. And that one on the advertising information, I'm going to cut this short right before the team meeting starts so that I can pull up this as well as the survey document so we can go through and read read the pages together. Since this was a Q&A, I didn't have those pulled up, so I want to do that so we can look at those
So where
documents.
are you advertising that though?
It's just-
You're advertising, you can verbally speak to the other clients
Yeah.
about that. So you
Yeah,
get
so if the
instructed.
seller signs that, then that's the same thing as it going as a directive in the listing agreement.
Yes,
Mhm.
and it's,
So you've added another thing.
Well,
Well,
yes, but
it's just-
because there is a form for that, the special provisions in that form says that if there is a form provided, that you're to use the form and not the special
And that's the best
provisions.
case
And that's
to
the-
use
yeah.
for that situation
Yes.
if you don't do that. So we can, yeah, we
and
can.
we'll add on to that form. Sometimes we'll get offers that are really high and it's way over listing, so that we ask the seller, so do you want to advertise to everybody that's making offers that it's already gone above listing? And so they'll ratify the form, and then we'll tell all the people out
And
there.
you put that form in MLS.
No,
No,
no. No,
It's
we
just
don't wanna
allowing
advertise
us
it.
to communicate to
the other
whoever
owners.
But could she,
Okay.
if she has that completed,
put it
could
in
she
documents
write
if
it
you
in
want.
the remarks, the
Yeah.
agent remarks?
Yes.
Yeah, or you can put it in the
You
documents.
could,
if
and
want.
you could put it in the MLS documents so that the agents see that you do have that directive to say that.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with doing that.
And because I am not your broker, I have my broker's license, these questions will be going through to Avis and there'll be an email that are gonna clarify all of these things. These are great conversations to get us on the right path and for us to make sure that we're aware of
Absolutely.
other forms, yet we will be getting this clarified, just to make sure that everyone knows I am not the end-all be-all by any means. Awesome, okay, so the multiple offer document, doing the directive, and what is the best place for that, and then we've got the suggestion for the advertisement of information, and then asking about the survey, and when is the deadline for title and them to provide some sort of documentation, but more importantly, making sure that the buyer approves it for that. Very good, very good. Got about 10 more minutes. What do you guys, yeah,
Scott mentioned to me there's a proper way to do an agent credit towards your buyer. Like, let's say, for example, you're selling a family member's house.
mm-hmm,
A way to provide a gift that is, if it's in the contract a certain way, then it's a tax write-off. Can you educate me a little bit on that?
I need to get Mary to educate me on that, because I'm still, I'll be honest, I've done it 3 different ways.
Okay, so
There's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, and I'm afraid to try and say this is the best way to do it.
I would just be interested in seeing the best way. That way, everyone's doing it, especially when you're on a team.
Mm-hmm. What I've done in the past, I do it on the DA. That's usually the best way. That way you're getting the credit for
Mhm.
the transaction. And so that's how I typically do it. So,
Because he mentioned it had to be written a certain way in the actual
in the listing contract
contract, yeah,
or the 1 to 4, it
I'll-
shouldn't
I'll
be in the
do
1 to
it.
4. It should be in the listing agreement.
Yeah.
the agreement, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
If
So
you're doing it for the buyer side, you do it
on the DA.
the other DA.
on the DA, right?
But if you're doing the listing side, you can always leave the listing commission in place and do an amendment for it. And then that way, it doesn't show out there, it's in there, but it doesn't show when I have to present the listing agreement to somebody else or anything, it doesn't show that I'm giving that back to them.
So you're saying you do
You
a
do it.
separate
You
amendment?
do an amendment after the fact,
After the fact, yeah.
Hmm.
friends and family amendment.
Yeah, because I may not be able to
I
do it.
didn't
though.
say-
The reason why I may not be able to give it to them, because someone's come along and they are already gonna get so much credits and seller's credits and so forth, that there's a limit of what they can be given back.
Right,
And like 6% or 8% or 3%, so if I already filled it out, then in my listing agreement, then I would never get paid, it wouldn't harm them at all anyway. So the reason I do it that way is that it's done for an amendment based on that the other commission's been used up first, or the other avenue's been used up first.
okay, and then you just give it to Ryan, if it's the buyer, then would you still do the amendment and then you request it in the DA
Yes.
Yes.
on the outside?
Yeah.
The DA is what's suggested, because then I know what the loan's really gonna happen, if they're going for a grant and they've already been given enough money, or their sales concessions are so high, or if I can't give them that, then, especially, that's on the buyer side. On the
Yeah.
listing side, I just don't want it out there on the listing.
The
Yeah.
buyer side is a lot easier,
It's a
yeah.
lot easier, yeah.
Because what you're able to do there is, it's pretty much the title company that's
Right.
kind of just making sure that the numbers are balanced. Yet for Keller Williams, you just need to make sure you have an amendment or you have something that documents that. For the listing side, this isn't the best practice, yet I've done it just by simply reducing
Mhm.
that side of it.
Yeah,
I'll get you the answer here
Okay.
soon for the listing side, for the best practice and the verbiage. For that, for the listing contract, because we don't talk about commissions in the 1 to 4 family contract, just to reiterate new agents and things like that. And there are companies out there right now that are trying to do buyer premiums. They're trying to do these weird auction things, so even if the documents on the MLS say something to the effect of, make sure to put this verbiage in here, you need to go to Avis, you need to go to Mary, you need to talk to Scott, you need to talk to somebody, because you do not talk about commissions on the 1 to 4 family contract,
Right.
okay? Just another reiteration out there. I saw 3 of them this weekend.
Mhm.
That just really blew my mind.
Tell me about that.
It's a company called Xome, Xome. It's basically a for sale by owner that is putting it on the MLS. It lists, there's a property in Georgetown in the 300,000 price point that's currently in this situation. And when you look on the documents, or in the remarks, it talks about a buyer, 2% buyer's premium to be paid in order for you to get your own commission. So the buyer is paying both buyer and seller commissions.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I will tell you, my buyer found a property they liked. We went through this. We negotiated it the same way. I had Scott and I had Avis come in and throw in their little emails backing me up and saying, this isn't how we're going to play. We're going to give you this number. You're going to pay, you figure out how you're going to pay your realtor, but your realtor is going to pay me this much. Because on the MLS,
What it says.
that's what it says. And on these things, they're showing that they're paying you 2%.
Right.
That is no. Be very careful if you see these buyer premiums, and please make sure to reach out to an ALC member or your office manager or somebody to talk about this, because it's still out there. We had a little ebb and flow of them, yet I can tell you in my experience, I negotiated through it. My clients got the house. We didn't play that game.
How does the MLS not, I mean, I felt like.
I don't
feel
know.
like the MLS is there to protect us from that standpoint, and if it is a matter of, you know, to me, that's such a violation.
I reported it last time. I reported it this time. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'll make sure to, I know we've got leadership out right now. I'm going to make sure that they're aware of it, because 3 of them just in the last week is concerning to me for sure.
So I didn't think for sale by owners could put in the MLS.
Mm.
I'm confused.
They're
I'm
hiring
confused.
They're hiring a company.
They're hiring a company that has
MLS
a
access.
brokerage that has MLS access that has basically said, okay, we put it into the MLS, we've washed our hands.
which
Everything
you
else
actually
goes
can't
This-
do.
That don't
It's
seem
limited
right.
service.
It's not right, and it also, these companies are reaching out to realtors and saying, hey, we got these awesome free leads. Are you willing to work this?
Right.
This is perfect. This is all you got to put it in the MLS, and then just like tell everybody that this is how it works, and you get this great listing.
Okay, because I've never heard this before, so they're putting in there.
It's
that
a
the buyer has to pay all the realtor fees.
It's a
sellers-
normal the professional photos. It looks
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
any other listing on the MLS.
But they're putting in there that the
In the
buyer
agent
pays-
remarks, please see attachment, the buyer to pay buyer's agent premium. They have different words for it.
Wow.
Mm.
But in the listing itself where it says agent commission, it says 2%.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's how they're getting
So
away
that's
with
the
it without
flag.
the violation,
I guess, but that's a bunch of,
because
That's
that's the
n-
attachment.
That's not what the
That's
seller's
not-
paying.
that's-
Exactly. That's not what the listing brokerage is paying at all. And the reason they haven't put buyer premium in agent remarks is because they know then that would be a clear violation. But because there's an attachment, no one at MLS is checking the attachment.
correct.
Hmm.
So please, yes. So please do your due diligence. If any of this is going over your head, please talk with me or any of the agents in the office if you have any questions about this.
And what's that company called?
Xome, Xome. So I've got clients that are coming in town from California and they really want to see this house. And so I was like, all right, and he was like, okay, so that means we got to add blah, blah, blah to the price. And I was like, yeah, but we're not playing that. It's priced right now. We don't think that we have to do that. We're going to write the offer like usual. Just know we got a little funny stuff to get past in the offer. So, all right, that went off on a little bit of a interesting tangent there, but I'm going to keep you guys aware. What else do you guys see going on in the market? Is it slow? Is it busy? You guys seeing it pick up?
I have tons of people that are waiting for the first of the year for various reasons, but they're totally serious, they're just not
Interesting. I've been seeing, I saw a slowdown, I guess, first couple weeks of school, and I've been seeing things change in the last couple weeks. I'm hoping that that might become more across the board and not
You
just.
thinking it's a pickup coming now?
I always have seen a slowdown with school starting. And oddly enough, the last few years, our team and a few others here in this office have a really good fourth quarters. So don't let this,
Yeah.
just because you're seeing some people that may not be interested right now, I would be very surprised if you didn't see people in October and November that are reaching out to you like, I gotta be in a house before the end of the year. And you're like, oh, I gotta
It
go
seems
do
to-
Christmas, but I'm gonna go find a house now
It
too.
seems to pick up a little bit.
It does.
At
There
the
are.
beginning of October, for just that short month and a half.
There are incentives, remember, in order to get in, you can save money by being in your home before the end of the year, because that way you can file your homestead exemption right away. So that's less time with you paying more on the home than you may necessarily need to. So those are some things that may make differences for a lot of different buyers.
December
Midterms
hit.
might be affecting things, you never know.
Do what?
Midterms.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, politics always play little factors. But I will say that even being in the industry, going through multiple political cycles, things might seem like they're really different, but in the scheme of things, it's not a huge difference between usual past years. So don't let the news and things like that get to you too much. I will say personally, I'm seeing a lot more inventory, and I see things balancing out. Are you guys seeing that?
I'm seeing it on the market longer.
Yep.
More inventory.
And I think that's
Kinda
what's
playing
attributing
out a little
to, I'm seeing prices are definitely plateauing and
Yep.
maybe dipping a little bit, because they've already hit that peak, and we've got more inventory, more options, a lot more new builds.
Yeah.
A lot of projects went online earlier this year in this area, so.
Well, I look at it every morning in the MLS, and I have 3 or 4 different MLSs, and I've been seeing it because you can see the reductions or the increases, and it's been a reduction for the last 3 weeks pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I always expect that after this first season too.
Mhm.
You know.
I'm a little shocked at the price point, you know, 250, 275, these ones were flying off the market in the summertime are now sitting.
Yeah.
Days on market a little bit longer in that price point, which is kind of
Yeah.
shocking.
I saw that shift starting to happen around June, July. I don't know about you guys, at least here in the Georgetown area, to be very hyper local. So that was really surprising. Yet those people that, you know, are in leases and that thought earlier this year that they're not going to be able to get into a house, this is the right time to remind them, hey, why don't you start saving up? You know, if your lease is up early in 2019, we actually have homes that you can purchase and you have options. So even new build options that you can get incentives. Awesome, awesome. All right, we'll take a couple-minute break before we start our team meeting. And I'm going to pull up a couple of these things and try and get some of these questions answered for you. I'm afraid to open my mouth and say something halfway wrong.
Me too.
Megan, I'm gonna stay for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love that information because I have a, it's my dad's house and I contracted it under old brokerage. But it's not closing until it's a new build, so it's gonna take a while. When he mentioned that, I was like, well, if I can do an amendment, then I can definitely save.
You're representing on the buy side?
Yeah.
Okay, buy side's easier.
Yeah.
So you can just simply do an amendment that says, buying agent is contributing X. Just do $1 back to the buyer for a contribution and just sign that.
Okay.
And then submit it to Lauren and everybody, and you're good to go. And that way you still are getting that.
Nice. So I would have to.
The buyer side, yeah.
The only thing that sucks is I'll have to get it off of track because the contract is with. It's around. Because it would have to change you. Does that matter? I've never changed it. So our doctor has KW stuff in to my insurance because it does say that it shouldn't matter, right? Oh, yeah. No, I have to say like that.
Yeah, I like to tell people
Because that was another confusing factor of it. The amendment is an easy option. I just wondered if it did matter now that I'm amending it to under.
I love how everyone's like so detail oriented, because I'm not like super.
Really?
like, no. I'm like, no, it's my screen. I'm like, no. Our program
I mean,
is not, yeah.
honestly, I don't think I probably would pay that much attention to it. Okay, cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
No.
And buyer.
Yep.
Sorry, writing all this down. Other question.
Yes, and I'm Crystal, just for.
Yes, thank you, Crystal.
How's your foot?
I'm walking, so it's better. I start physical therapy next week. 5.5 months. My body didn't have very much vitamin D and I wasn't absorbing it. And 3 months, that bone didn't do anything. It didn't do it at all. So when they went in, I'm doing lots of stuff now. But yeah, they didn't test my blood to find that out until 3 months later, after they were, or right before they went in to put it back together. So yeah. You know, it went away after the first 3 or 4 weeks, but then it just. No. It's just for walking right now, and I can walk a little bit without it. It's more of a brain and just like a mind thing because I'm just so ingrained. I think I really had a fear of I had a fear of walking, getting back on it because I was just so terrified because it just didn't heal, and I was just so afraid to mess it up. You're like, you're on point, paying attention. Yeah.
That's the way of doing it, huh? Oh, shoot.
I will be in a minute. I'm just trying to. I just gotta plug it in. I think so. Yeah, we can probably go ahead and plug it in because I'm gonna do that first.
That's right. That's what we were talking about. I got a little girl.
Is that one of our agents?
No, it's just a vote video will show.
There's always time for Tom here?
Yeah, I was the first one to buy one in this room, and we paid less than any of his other homes in this year. Yeah, I think we were one of them.
construction area is.
Hey, how are you guys doing this morning? Good. Good. All right, we're gonna get started.
The commission with the builder.
All good, all good. Hope you guys are doing really well this morning. My name is Megan Turnipseed. I'm a member of your ALC. We have Scott and Kristen out working on some awesome leadership events and trainings. So I want to thank you guys for joining us this morning. We do have a couple special guests here in the back with First American Title, so I want to let them tell us a little bit about their event that they've got to invite us to.
Thank you, Megan. It's common knowledge around town that Keller Williams is my absolute favorite real estate office in the country, right here at this Georgetown branch. So, we wanted to come by and just let you know we're having an open house / tailgate party at our office September 20th from 3 to 6. It's kind of a pop-by thing, and we're gonna have some food, beer, wine, door prizes, and we would just love for you guys to come. I brought some flyers for you all. I'm gonna leave them with Megan, and again, we just want to get to know you and meet you, and if we could be there, that would be wonderful. This is Jill Morgan. My name is Kevin Rustine, and we are here on behalf of First American Title in Georgetown, and we're at Wolf Ranch. So I hope you guys can be there. We would certainly love to see you all.
Yep, they're super close. They've got great marketing material, lots of great support to help you out. Make sure that your clients have everything that they need, and they're going to make your job a lot easier. So definitely reach out to them if you have any questions, newer agents or experience needing to continue and grow your business.
Very good.
So thank you guys so
Thank you.
much.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop these off at the front, and then I will get out of y'all's way.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. All right. So I know we've had a busy last couple months. School's been starting. We're getting into this office, this building, and the growing pains that we've had getting and staying in here. But I'm really happy to see all of you guys in here. Is there any new faces? Is this your first time for anybody in here today? No? Okay. There's a few new faces I need to meet then. Apparently being out with this foot has, I've missed some of you guys. So, well, first things first, I want to show you guys a great little motivational video to give us an idea and get us going and get us excited about our team meeting and real estate.
Absolutely a mindset. You know, you have to have the hard work that goes behind it, but more so mindset. People just let the smallest things get them down, and they let the smallest little roadblocks stop them in their tracks. You can't let little things stop you. You can't let little roadblocks stop you from getting where you want to go. You got to keep pushing, right? You got to keep moving forward. You got to understand that it's just a roadblock, and really, in the whole scheme of things, it doesn't matter. All the little things that you're worried about, all the questions that you can't get answered, none of it matters, right? Just about every single question that I get from agents and really people in general about just general life, when I really take a hard look at the question, I'm thinking, there's no right or wrong answer here. I mean, you could go either way and it's still a win. It doesn't matter, right? Pick one and go. You know, we gotta quit contemplating on what we're doing and quit trying to make everything so perfect and quit trying to find all the answers and just start trying to gain experience through taking action and picking an answer and just go, right? So I think that's a lot of the problem we have in today's society is we're just trying to figure everything out too much and taking far too less action. I think we need to try to figure things out a lot less and take more action. So real estate is one of those things that once you got it, it is the greatest profession out there. But if you don't understand it and you don't conform and you don't adapt to the situation, it can be the worst, most miserable, depressing situation that you could be involved in. So do me a favor and start adapting, start learning, start trying new things, start figuring out what works and what doesn't work, and go out there and crush it. Go out there and succeed. Go out there and provide for your family. Go out there and achieve your dreams and your goals and live the life that you want to live.
So I thought that was a really cool video that really got to a lot of the main points that we talk about and people forget. And so one of them was actually just getting out there and doing things. How many of you guys are a little bit newer in the industry, maybe haven't done as many deals as you want to do, and you're just afraid to get out there and do some of those things because you're afraid someone's going to say no or you're not doing it right? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody has those fears. You just got to get out there and do it. If you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. Even if you fail, you're moving forward and you're learning as you go. So I love that point of making sure that you're actually making efforts to move forward and just do it. Just try it. If it doesn't work, move on to the next thing. The other point they talked about was mindset. This is all about mindset. I think yesterday in Bold, they were talking about energy. Is anybody in Bold? You guys want to tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's been great.
Yeah?
Yeah, easier the second time around for sure.
Yeah?
You know, it's still challenging, but.
So tell me a little bit about yesterday and energy and what you guys were.
Oh, yesterday was great. Unfortunately, I've missed 2 steps because my mom's been in the hospital and I've been dealing with that. But, you know, my team's kept me up to date on stuff. But yesterday's meeting was all about like energy and trust. And so it was one of those sessions where there was just a lot of laughter and getting up and doing stuff. And it, like I got home last night and I called one of my guy friends and he's like, girl, you are so pumped up. Like you're talking 90 to nothing. You know, and by the time he got off the phone, he was like, man, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and I'm going to do all So I called him this morning. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Get up, get motivated, get going, make it a great day. And he's like, you are still pumped up. I'm like, I know. You know, and it really helped because I did a home buyer seminar.
I saw that you got lots of great results from that.
Yeah, 4 signed.
Congratulations.
So that was great. And then I have a nationwide chain store that is wanting to meet with me. They want to start sponsoring it.
Wow.
In their store.
Wow.
And I don't want to get into too much detail about
Congratulations.
it. But, in Harker Heights and then in Round Rock as well. If that happens,
that's huge.
That's going to be huge for my business.
And that's from you actually stepping out and just doing it.
Yes. That was me making a phone call going, can I put up a flyer in your store? And he's like, well, we really have to sponsor it and stuff. He said, tell me about it. So I told him, you know, it was just basically taking me through the home buying process. You know, it's like, you know, so I'll be there as the realtor, I'll have title, mortgage, home inspector, home warranty, home insurance, you know, we'll just take you through the process. And he said, you know, I just bought a home 3 months ago and it was the most stressful thing. He said, we had no idea what was going on, we just didn't feel informed. And he said, I wish I would have come, you know, had done that. And he said, why don't we meet and we can sponsor it and we can promote it and put it on our website and our calendar. And so I'm really excited about that.
Congrats, that's awesome. Good for you. That is awesome. That is awesome. So what other wins do you guys have to share or good experiences from Bold? Because I know this is a real fun one. Ready? Who else is in Bold?
I was, but I wasn't there yesterday. Just to your point, it was very focused on energy and the amount of energy that you wake up and start your day with and put into everything you have changes your mindset. And those 2 things go together in order to create results. Like as long you have to be continually thinking positively, continually giving yourself affirmations, being high energy, even if you feel low energy, ways that you can bring your energy up through breathing techniques and, you know, meditation. And we did an exercise where we led each other blindly across the room and So kind of back to the trust thing and how energized it makes you feel when you're able to lead someone when they're blind,
Right.
essentially, through something that you understand, and to look at our clients in that way as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, notice I got my water.
Hey, I know, me too.
Good.
Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate,
Yeah.
hydrate.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I find too, cause I know a lot of you are probably wondering like where I've been for 3 months, but my mom's been really sick and she's been in the hospital a lot, and I've had to start taking care of my 2.5-year-old niece, and my mom. So it's been really stressful, and I just, I had kind of stepped back for a bit, and I really started, my energy level just went, you know, and I've noticed that when I don't come to the office at least a few times a week, I start to go into a slump. So for me, when I come here,
Yeah.
I feel so great when I leave.
I love that you said that, because what I was going to get into next was just saying to keep yourself energized and motivated. When you are an individual or agent, or you're in a smaller group, this can be a very lonely individual profession where you may not be necessarily dealing with a lot of people, because we don't have to be face to face anymore with the way that technology has become. So I really encourage you, even if you don't have office space, come in here, work in the workrooms, work in this family area we've got. Come in here if we don't have classes. But yeah, coming in the office is going to make a really big impact, getting your motivation up, making sure that you're learning new opportunities, and moving forward there. So
Absolutely, and I find too that as a new agent, because I've only been a year and a half, you know, sitting in the workroom, you know, because Pat is always in there. I don't know if Pat's even in here. He might be out there working. There's other agents in there, and they're working on stuff, and you might not have a deal going, you might not have a client, but you're sitting there, you're listening. There's a lot of talking about this is what's going on, what should I do, how should I handle this. You gain a lot of knowledge and education sitting in that workroom.
you're exactly right.
But I miss our old workroom because it was nice and cozy.
We'll have the information just flowing and just growing out in this area.
Yeah.
So
But
awesome.
it's great to sit in the workroom and just be around the other agents. And, you know, you always got a few agents in there that are experienced, that are great for feedback and, you know, support.
Perfect.
It's huge.
Yep. Awesome. All right, so I know a lot of you guys are aware of what today is. Today is September 11th. So we've had a few agents that have, you know, kind of come and wanted to say it's been a little bit of a heavy heart this morning. So if you guys want, I would like to take just a quick moment of silence, just to acknowledge all that we lost. Thank you, guys. I know that we've grown stronger as a nation, and we are continuing to improve and grow and come back from this from 17 years ago. Also, we are also seeing some interesting things weather-wise, and we have a large family all across the nation of Keller Williams agents. And as I'm sure you guys are aware, there are a lot of people being evacuated from the Carolinas area. So I encourage you to think of any opportunities, or maybe even start stowing away some pocket change, because if this storm is as big and bad as scary as it could be, you know, we did a whole lot last year with Hurricane Harvey and Irma and Maria and all of that. So we want to make sure that we're prepared and ready to go. And fortunately, KW Cares has made a lot of changes after last year and making sure that we're prepared. Yet, if you can think of anything that we can help out our other family members, we have a friend of the office who's actually going to transport horses from the Carolinas, because there's a big equestrian event going there. So we've got a lot of really amazing people. So please just keep thoughts in your prayers, and even for people in our own office, like Cynthia, that might be going through things that are challenging, we want to build each other up. And I know when we're all working together, we're going to make each other stronger and make sure we can help each other out. So I want to thank you guys for that. So last week, we had our first career development meeting, and I wanted to offer a quick thing to get all of you guys involved to help with something. We wanted to create a suggested reading list that we have posted throughout the office, and not just generic books, but actual books that our agents know and like. So before you leave today, I'd like for you guys to write down your favorite book and author on one of these sheets. I'm going to have you guys pass this around, because I want to make sure you guys are all involved and that we can all help each other out. And we've got a few great things coming up from that committee too for you guys to see. So without further ado, let's talk about any new listings and coming soons. Who has a new listing this week?
Well, Travis and I have a new listing. It was on the property tour. It just went live on Monday. Thank you guys so much for coming by. The feedback was great. I know our seller is going to greatly appreciate it. The property is in Water Oaks. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath. The great part about it is there's actually a spare bedroom downstairs, which is great for grandparents to come visit so they don't have to hike up the stairs. It's beautifully staged, and it's $389.9, so it's best priced in the area. So if you guys have any buyers, we'll be having a wine night on Thursday from 4 to 6 with snacks and things. If you guys want to come and bring your buyers, we'd appreciate it.
You said that's in Water Oaks?
Yes, ma'am. Water Oaks. It's 1220 Falling Hills Drive.
And who's the builder on that one?
Grand Haven.
Okay, very good. Any other new listings or coming soon?
I have a really nice 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. It has a little over 1,500 square feet, very large dining area. New carpet, new interior paint, and just totally makeover. And so now I'm in a huge utility room that has a lot of storage in it. It's in Taylor, Texas, at 1015 Randall, and it should be hopefully by the end of this week if I can get photos.
Did you say it was a 2-bedroom?
2-bedroom.
2-bedroom. 1.5 bath.
Really nice property.
Lots of good stuff coming up in Taylor. Yeah, you guys are doing a really good job out there.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 189.9.
189.9. Very good. Under 200,000 updated. Cute. Anybody else coming soon? New listings? All right, I've got a listing that's going to be, well, I guess it's a couple listings that will be hitting the market. We've got some land over here on the east side of Georgetown. Georgetown High School zoned. Let's see, there will be a water line. Currently has possible ag exemption. 10 acres, tax rates at 1.97. What else am I missing? I think that's pretty much it. So 149 to 159,000 per 10-acre tract, and there's 4 of them. So
Let's talk.
Okay.
Do you know what the restrictions are?
easy.
Great, I got it.
1,500 square feet minimum restrictions, and
Okay.
you're allowed to dove hunt.
RV parking?
We'll figure that out.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Any buyer needs?
Where's that at?
Oh, sorry.
Isn't it an HOA?
No, it's a tract that's being subdivided.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that at? On what kind of road?
127.
127?
Yes, sir. North of 29, just past Jonah, just past 1660.
And you said there's water line, but no sewer, right?
No sewer, yeah, so you can septic.
Alright.
Awesome. Buyer needs?
We have folks looking to move from Houston to Old Town.
Okay.
And they've got a budget up to 7. They want it to be something that they can either move into or that they can actually tear down. So we're running into some issues with some of
Either
those.
perfect or complete.
Right, because they don't wanna have to worry about the permitting and the historic district and all that kind of stuff. So do you have any coming soons, anything? I don't think they're picky on what the house is like. So just talk to me or Kathy.
Great, great.
I want to have a buyer looking for a townhome or condo in Round Rock, Georgetown, or Cedar Park. preferably at least a 2-2. This price range is high ones, low twos. So if you have anything at all, please let me be.
So a smaller condo right in the heart of all of this.
He's an investor, so he's looking to, you have one?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that.
He's a single guy. He's gonna be here for 2 or 3 years. He wants to buy, live in it for a couple years and then rent it out.
That one.
Perfect.
Perfect. In case you guys don't know, if someone's looking for something like that with a little bit of a higher price point, Old Mill Crossing. Are you guys familiar with?
We just did a deal there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you guys aren't familiar, that's a really great. I was kind of surprised when I saw the quality and things like that. I know the location's
They
great.
have great customer service too. They were really nice throughout the whole transaction, so.
It's nice to actually hear.
It is nice, yeah.
Very good, Laura.
I have an investor I've been working with for 2.5 months now.
Mhm.
I send them lots of stuff and nothing has been quite right. So if anybody has something, I think we've narrowed it down that they really like Georgetown. They live in Avery Ranch and they don't want to drive too far, but they want to flip something. They have they're doing the labor themselves. They're looking under 2, and for like at least a 10% ROI.
Okay.
So if anybody has anything that needs basically cosmetic work but has, I don't want any roofing or HVAC kind of foundation work or anything
Big stuff,
like that,
yeah.
but anything that, the inside could be upgraded and flipped, that's what they're looking for.
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else? Buyer needs?
I have one.
Yes.
I've got a client that I've been working with that has a lot of wants that are kind of, they're expecting a little bit too much for their price range.
Mhm.
They were wanting around Georgetown, around 200,000 with like an acre or 2 with a
That's
home.
cute.
Yeah, you can't really find that.
Sorry.
Aw.
Yeah.
Livable? Wait, livable?
Huh?
Livable?
Livable.
Oh. Okay.
So I've been bringing them kind of into reality, and now I'm kind of like, we might can do that, but now you're looking at the little cities, outside of Georgetown, Round Rock. 'Cause they work in Austin, they live in Temple, they're wanting to shorten the drive. But I'm just like, you can't find anything like that in Georgetown, they don't wanna be, in a subdivision or anything. So at first I was sending them all this stuff, and they're like, no, we want land. So, they would like an acre or 2 with a livable house. Yeah, they would prefer.
So if anybody has anything in Gerald or Florence.
Yeah, Gerald, Taylor, anything.
In this area-ish. So keep her in mind.
Lander, I don't know,
Have you looked at Bell Meadows? It's kind of right between Hutto and Georgetown.
Okay.
Check and see. I think sometimes they have things lower price range, but
Bell
it
Meadows?
with a little bit of acreage, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
So.
okay. Yeah, cause what I found, I just had to broaden my search, and just start including stuff and I think they're starting to get it now.
Yeah.
So, cause now they're like, maybe a mobile home won't be too bad.
Yeah. It's funny, we're seeing a lot of disparity. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. I'm having a lot of buyers that are either ready to go into the most cookie cutter little subdivision and don't mind all of that. And then I've got people that are like, no HOA, I need 1 acre, I need at least this. And, they think there's a lot more of them out there than there really are. So, yeah, work on educating your clients. Yes?
I do have a buyer need.
Yes.
5 bedrooms, at least 5 bathrooms, 5 to 7 acres on the west side of 35, with a pool, private backyard, close to Williams, Round Rock, Highway 29, but mainly closer to Ronald Reagan. They want something very private. They like a gated community, but so $1 million to 1.5 million.
Would they be open to doing any work?
I don't know.
building?
No building.
Oh.
No building.
Okay, good. Anybody else? I'm gonna put mine out there if you guys don't have one. All right, I've got some folks that are moving here. They wanna get at least 2,400 square feet and on at least 1 acre in Georgetown. We've seen everything in the MLS, so just anything new coming up, let me know. They'll be here at the end of this month.
What's the price point?
Under 450, preferably under 425, but yeah, we can play.
Glenda's not here. She has a new listing coming on in Taylor, a really nice old house.
I saw that, yes. Yeah, so,
Spread around.
I'm sure it'll be on the page, or Donna will send that out. So we'll send that property out, beautiful, updated, and Taylor as well. In our risk management question and answer session this morning, we had a great couple questions. So we're going to be getting some emails back. Scott's on a plane. I wanted to make sure before I open my big mouth I said the right things. So you guys will be seeing an email and probably a Facebook post this afternoon in regards to the best way to disclose with your seller if they're wanting to relay multiple offers and how to do that. We'll have the best practices in doing that. The best way to provide a buyer and seller credit to your clients if you've got family. And then also survey timeline and seeing how long officially the title and lender have to get that approved, because our contract really is only stating between the buyer and seller and the buyer approving it. So we had some interesting questions, so we'll be going over those. Does anybody have anything else miscellaneous, fire needs, that we can talk about before we bring in the sponsor? Yes.
I have a question. I have a client from California, and he already owns 2 houses.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at one of my listings, and it's a house on 11-something acres. And he was asking me, and I said, I've got to make sure of this. He would like to buy it, lease out the house with an acre. Could he still keep the ag exemption on the 10.33 that's separate from the house?
Usually, yes, but I am not I would talk with the appraisal district, and I would put that all in writing and bring the proposition and say, do you have any problem with that? As long as the use is continued. But yeah, be aware Williamson County is going to be a lot more challenging. But I would go and talk to Mr. Huntsman and get that in writing. So that's a good question. If anyone in here hasn't done any land sales and there is a current ag exemption on it, make sure to talk with agents that have worked on land, because that is definitely a big variance that can affect your clients and knowing how that works. So lots of good nuances there.
What's the general rule though?
It's the use of the land. It's not who owns it. It's how the land is being used is the general rule.
The general is that when it's sold out, when a person has a farm exemption on it, it's in his name, and it's sold to somebody else, they go under a 5-year timing of still doing the same kind of usage or usage that's approved for that. And it's kind of, if they don't maintain it the whole 5 years, then they can go back and re-tax you on it. So it's
Lots of nuances of it, so make sure to talk with and pair up with an agent who's done that before, or at least talk with them to make sure you're doing your due diligence there. Yes, Jeannie?
The farm and ranch meeting is this week over at, Wolf Ranch Community Center.
Oh, is it this week already? Okay, this Friday
Norma, I think
at
it's
noon?
Friday, yeah.
Okay.
And they, in the past, they've had some really good speakers on ag exemptions.
I'll make sure to post all the details on the page on that. Yeah, in case you guys aren't aware, there is a local agent, Norma Carlton, who does put on a regional kind of area farm and ranch informational meeting. Agents that buy and sell those properties and with their clients will be able to provide their listings as well as an education experience. So it's a lunch and learn and networking thing once a month on Fridays. So we'll make sure to post that on the page so that you guys are aware of that. Yeah. Awesome. Yes, Sina.
One more thing, the family gathering is gonna start back up with CMG Financial and Independence Title, Jackie Smith. So next Thursday, mark your calendars, the 20th of September, 4 to 6 p.m. at Blue Corn Harvest. We would love to see everybody there. We're gonna be on the patio, so please come and join us.
Just down the block. Nice, easy one. Yes.
Do we have an investor group? It seems like we all have investors. Do we have any sort of mastermind that we can all?
We don't yet we can create one, and I really appreciate you bringing that up. That's a great idea. In our career development committee meeting, Nancy and I had talked about other types of masterminds, so we'll be bringing that to the ALC and getting that, and so we can officially roll that out. So I'll make sure that we bring that up too. Awesome. Anybody else have anything? How's business? guys are really quiet today.
Rain.
I know, but things are gonna be green.
Yes.
And we have water in our lakes, so good things to be happy about. Let me go see who our sponsor is. And this isn't a joke. It's seriously, if you find $100 laying on the ground, it's Cynthia's.
Yep.
Oh.
I know, it's gotta be somewhere between like here and the door.
Oh, goodness. At least you're backtracking, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, $100 cash. Awesome. All right, we want to thank Costco so much for sponsoring today.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we got some good food out there. So, Shai, go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Just tell you a little bit about myself and my experience at Costco. I'm actually from New York. I've been living here in Austin for about, this year will make 8 years. I've been married for 6 years and have a 6-year-old boy. I just started working at Costco. It's a little warm here.
A lot of people.
I just started working at Costco recently. I actually live right down the street. I live in Pflugerville and I live in a Black Hawk community. And so I've been working with my husband for over 6 years. We have a business of our own. He's an independent contractor. But I wanted to step out and get on my own 2 feet because I've been a stay-at-home mom for a long time. I've always known about Costco since I lived in New York, and it was always a store that I went into, one of those things where I've always experienced great customer service, great product, and just the people just always seem really friendly. And that's always important to me when I go in any type of environment. The people that's helping you, and obviously the quality of product that they have in the store. So anyway, I went to go get a job and they hired me. I left Costco mainly because of I've always had 2 options, and I hate to compare this because I'm not trying to compare different brands, but Costco and another brand, I'll just say that. And a friend of mine told me the difference was that Costco had more organic products, and that was something that I was looking and interested in because if I just want to eat healthier and go a different way in my eating habits. But I never got a membership at Costco because I live in Pflugerville, and to travel all the way to either Cedar Park or to 183, if it wasn't for shopping, I wasn't gonna go grocery shopping 15 miles away, you know? So I never got the membership. I would go with her, probably been with her twice out of the millions times she's invited me to go with her on her monthly travels over. And so when they came here, I was excited, but they have so many great products, not just grocery too, but in the marketing advertisement that they show us when we're getting a job, they say we have everything from birth to death, and it's like everything from diapers to caskets, unfortunately. And then we even have so much more. We have so much things for your home. I just became a new homeowner. Sorry if I'm talking so fast. I just know you guys want to hurry this up and come outside and talk to me. But I just became a new homeowner 4 years ago, and so I understand getting the water softener, the water treatments, and getting blinds for your home, and floorings and things of that nature. We offer all of those things, and I'm just like, where were you when I was buying my new home? I didn't have to add this into my mortgage, you know. But it's okay. It's all there for everybody else who needs it. So, and on top of that, we have everything from if you need tissue, and if you just need to run out the house to grab flowers. I noticed recently I went to a grocery store and I was like, you know, maybe I won't buy these from Costco. Let me go see if I can get them from another grocery store. But then it was like I would be buying, in Costco they had 2 dozens for the price of 1 from the grocery store. And of course I want my beautiful flowers to be a nice big bouquet, so I didn't get them from them. So just small things like that. I haven't experienced the large things, like I said, as far as like changing my flooring, which is something I do want to consider, taking out the carpet and putting new flooring in, but that is something that I will go through Costco and do. Travel, we have great deals with travel. One thing that's
$500 on a cruise with our membership.
I can't wait to book my first trip. A lot of things that I've been noticing when I do look is that sometimes every now and again the prices, they look similar, but Costco always offers an upgrade, and that's always so great because I'm going back and forth, I'm like, why does this price look the same? And I've noticed it's not really the same because we offer upgrades with our travel, so that's good. And you also get 3% if you sign up with the credit card. So Yeah, so many. I want to tell you everything now, but I feel like I can't. But if you have any questions,
Where's the closest one
to here, I would say Pflugerville.
I think Pflugerville, yeah, it just depends, like, if you're on the west side of Round Rock, it's probably, it might be Cedar Park, depending on the time of day and traffic. So at this point, we have plenty of options for our clients, so it's a great closing gift to be able to buy them a membership. They can purchase their blinds, they can do their light bulbs, I get all my light bulbs there.
Yeah.
Shoot, I've been one-footed for so long, like these shoes, I've bought 4 pairs of these shoes, cause I've like worn through them so much, so like Costco's been my,
Shoes.
I know, it's everything. So, well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Anybody have any questions?
Any questions?
Oh yeah, how much is the membership again?
So we have 2 levels. We have a basic level, that's our Growth Star. It's $60, and that's just to get you in the store. We recognize everybody have different budgets and things of that nature. So that just gets you in the store, and then we have our executive, and it happens to be most popular because we pay you to shop with us. And that means we give you 2% cash back off of every item that you purchase. That gets accumulated into a form of a check. We send you that check 6 weeks before your membership expires, and most members use that check to renew their membership. And most of the time, that check is the same price that you would be paying to renew your Gold Star membership. So keep that in mind.
How much is the gold?
Sorry, $120.
Yeah.
$120 in the beginning, but like I said, that check is supposed to cover to renew your membership at the end, which should be only $60.
And is that each member, so do you have a family?
Yeah, so you get 2 cards. You get one for you or 2 people. They must live in your household and be over 18.
Really great closing gift if somebody has a big family and they may not already be a member. So,
Yeah.
Mike?
And also the Citibank card that comes with the Costco membership.
Yes.
Good, I get probably over $1,000 back on it each year, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. One, it's a free card. There's no annual fee to all Costco members, whether you're Gold Star or Executive membership. The great part about that is, unfortunately, just due to our policy, we can't give 2% cash back off of gas with the Executive membership, alcohol or stamps, but with your Citi Visa, you get 4% cash back off of all gas around the world, except like a grocery gas, like H-E-B gas or Walmart. You get 3% cash back off anytime you eat out and eligible travel. You get an additional 2% cash back every time you use your Citi Visa in Costco. So you're really getting 4% if you use that as your form of payment in the store, and then you get 1% cash back off everything else. So you can use the card for everything, not just Costco.
Oh yeah, and their gas is
Oh,
super
yeah.
cheap, and their wine and liquor, like, if you're doing a holiday party, seriously,
Yeah.
seriously.
Uh-huh.
Not,
Yeah.
like dollar days, not even compared to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you so much, we really appreciate you.
Of course, no problem.
All right, well,
I'll be outside.
have at it, thank you so much. All right, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yes. How are you? Doing well?
Oh yeah, don't forget to give me your book right